So here I am, the boy in the Emperor's New Clothes, to say, actually, not only is there not enough money to go around, there's not enough money to feed people. There's not enough money to house people, so there surely is not enough money to give to people to make bits of art, which, at the end of the day, may be or may not be significant. My first question is who's it helping? Because if it's just helping the bankroll of an artist, it doesn't matter. Yeah? They can go and get a job for a living. Do you know what I mean? Or they can bug people. Right, I think I've had enough. You've had enough. I've had enough. Sorry. I love it. Come on, let's revolt against the arts council. Not against the arts council. I'm joking. It's not against the arts council.
What I'm really interested in, I think lots of the conversations we've been having for a while is around this whole idea of commissioning and how we, as arts organisations and individuals, get in to talk to those people who need those outcomes that we've talked about, and how we have that conversation. And obviously, you've successfully done that. You've got in to where the money is to deliver outcomes to the groups of people you're working with. How do we have those conversations? How do we find them?
Well, Alan, we talked earlier on, so some of the areas that the Wiltshire Council will be looking at and going, right, well, nobody goes there. Who would be stupid? I know, Can Do Arts. No. So we work with them, we have done for years. We talk to councillors, we talk to all the various areas and go into those areas that don't have that access. And it is true, and I'm saying, I know Alan's here, and it's true because they funded us in a very hard area before, and it's gone like, wow, why don't people go in there? And it's like, right, that's what's needed. We need to make that accessible. So you have to have, I can't vouch for all the county councils up and down the country, but without a doubt, 15 years of working with Wiltshire County Council, we have gone from strength to strength, looking at all, but you have to work in the hard areas. That's the bit, and it does that good for your soul, it's good for your mind. It's not good for your bank balance necessarily, but 15 years, it's one of them ones, isn't it? It's like, how, you know, it's the proof of the pudding is, well, what is the proof of the pudding? I don't know. I've never made a pudding, but I've had a few, as you can tell. Right, so it's one of those ones. You have to really, it's about the individuals in the council. It's about them being prepared to come out. You know, obviously, he's a musician. So, you know, I'd say that everyone's an artist. Obviously, I'm an idiot, so I'd say everyone's an artist. I don't know the difference. Yeah, but it's that empathy. It's generating the empathy with people to say, right, actually, it's not just about going into a community and doing art. It's about all these other indicators. It's about the quality of life. It's about crime reduction. Absolutely, of course, it's about crime reduction. So it's when you give that to a politician's not stupid. They go, actually, we're not just funding an arts project here. We're funding social inclusion. It could, the films that we did in Alan's catchment, we made films with the young people, which then went into the community in front of the rest of the community to show the community what the young people thought about the community, and they were using that as a consultation piece, and still are. So that's it. So you're working with housing associations, you're working with all levels of government, but local government's most important. And obviously we have happened to work with national government, but that was just by accident. As you can imagine, they thought that afterwards as well. But local government, real people who are in your vicinity and saying, right, okay, look, if we do this art project, and you see, obviously there's lots of artists who would say, oh yeah, okay, it's a good way to get funding. I dare you to go into those communities without a good heart, because they will smell you a mile off, and if you get away, if you get out alive, good luck to you. In fact, if you're going to go in there and you haven't got a good heart, please tell me first, I'll film a documentary, the one that never got away. Yeah? Good. Right, any more questions? Oh, hello. How are you measuring your success? How am I measuring? 5'8".
It does sound brilliant.
Yeah.
The idea of you going in to a really tight area where, you know, my husband's a copper,
Yeah.
so I can picture quite a few.
Yeah.
And they're not fun.
Yeah.
You go in and you do it and it's lovely and everyone feels really good about themselves, and then you go. How are you measuring your success? Because I think that what you're doing is brilliant. I'm just curious
Yeah.
when you say it's made a difference.
Well, I tell you, it's right, because, and this is going back to Alan, you have all those indicators, you have all those, Simon, you were saying the same thing, you need to be able to prove that. We had this 3-year SWERDA bid. To be fair, obviously I'm not, because as I say, I'm not the most eloquent person or with any etiquette, so we had to fill in books worth of evaluation. So therefore we had to work with all the people across the community, 3 years in Swindon, in one of the harder areas, working with the police, of course, all the partners that these guys have been talking about, of course, all the people in local government and the police. We do lots of our projects with the police, because half of it is to engage the police so that they can change their relationship with those perpetrators, so say perpetrators in those areas. But we have to fill in to quantify and qualify for all the government departments. That is, and I'd say again, we happen to have a fantastic administrator who's got a business degree who just eats that stuff up. Whether I'm going into the things, doing whatever we're doing, they're doing that because it's important. There's no doubt about that. I used to really resist it. I mean, partly because I can't hardly read and write. I can hardly stand up sometimes. I mean, what am I supposed to do? But you definitely have to do it because the politician, bless them, and it's a difficult job, and I wouldn't want to do it. As you can see, I couldn't possibly do it, right? You get that information, and it has to be quantified in their language. So all the reasons that you're saying. Now, we're not talking about just going in parachuting in, because I agree. If we go in and go, hey, it's really nice, it's really fun, then run, that's it. Our main premise is about the participants, the key workers around them. So this was our advice to the Department of Culture, was that you go into these areas, you find people that live in those areas, not professionals that get parachuted in, you find them. So I'll work with Salford University for 3 years, and the people on the ground, we were given a list of people to work with, and the people we chose were at the bottom of the list. And the people at the bottom of the list were all volunteers from that community. Hard as you like. Took an age to get in there because they didn't trust or believe in anyone, which was understandable. But by God, 3 years later, they go, hey, we trust you, Ed, because you keep coming back. There's something wrong with you. I know, but it doesn't talk like this. It talks like this. But I want to give you an idea. What I do is quite hard. It's not. They're all posh in Salford. It's just an illusion. No, he said, listen, you're here 3 years. It's about being honest with them. We use a lot of film as well. So we use all the arts, any arts that the participants want to use, but film to document it and to hear from the people's voices. But first going through a process where they actually connect and feel that they can speak and be heard. And that's really important. There's a big trust element here. That if they didn't believe that they started off saying, yeah, but you're going to edit this and you're going to make it sound like it's like, you know, so no. We're not going to do anything. We're going to do an edit, then we're going to show you. You agree the edit, then we show the university. The university have to come to your area. Everyone has to get involved. We've got the young people to go from that area, and it's beautiful community. It doesn't look beautiful, I've got to tell you. I'd be lying if I said it looked beautiful, but the people are totally bonded. Get those people to go to the university so they're going for the first time. Now, one of the outcomes they wanted, from the community was, why don't the university students come and help our young people in primary schools, because our literacy and numeracy rate is really, really low. So one of the outcomes was that. 3 years later, that was one of the outcomes. Bizarrely enough, getting the university students to go into the primary schools to do all sorts of stuff, as well as English, maths and everything else, their literacy and numeracy levels have risen. Fantastic. More importantly for me, as importantly for me, one of the young people of the group that we work with, none of them, they see this building that's imposed on them really, so it's in their catchment area, they see this university day in, day out, never thought about going through its doors, except maybe to take some of the stuff at night when they're not supposed to be in there. They looked at it, they go, brilliant, this one person has now joined that university. Total breaking of a cycle in that community and in that family, the first one in their family to go to university because of that project. You all right? Oh, that's it. That's it. It's definitely, isn't it? It's got to be. Right, thank you. Does anyone want to buy a microphone?